Welcome into another edition of The Complete Angler. My name's Joe Long. We're here along with JC Brooks. As you can see on the table, we have a wide variety of crankbaits. So today, we're going to talk about crankbaits, crankbaits, crankbaits. You get the idea. Alright, so one of the things I really want to focus on is some of the things we do to make our crankbaits a little different. And the other thing, I want JC to ask questions to me as to a more beginner to ask questions to someone who's a little more established in the field. And maybe that'll help some of you guys out at home that are just getting started in the fishing business, or, just getting started, fishing now with your family. So, first thing I'm going to talk about, I want you to look on the back of this lure. When these lures come new, they have hooks like these. Okay? I don't know if you can see that real good. But they're basically just a plain hook. And what we do is we trade them out for these. And I know you can see that pretty well there. But it's a white feather. It's got some luminescent strips, a little red band. And what it does, it kind of mimics the tail of a fish. So we do that. The other thing we do, which I got a whole bucket of those, and then we get these eagle claw laser sharp red hooks, and I really like the red hooks. It's kind of a blood trail type look. Here's a baby bass design with the red hooks. So it just gives you something different, and if you guys have watched our videos, you know we like to do things a little bit different than everyone else that's fishing. So from here on, I'm going to kick it over to JC. I'm going to try to answer to the best of my ability his questions on the crankbaits.
Well, I'm just going to go right off the bat. This is my favorite, well, other than that one up there. But I don't think you want me to unbox it yet, so. First of all, this one has, I don't even know what the heck it's supposed to be.
It's jointed.
Yeah, but what kind of fish is it supposed to be?
It's actually kind of looks like a trout to me, but it mimics a shad. I believe it's made by Spro. Yeah, it's called the Spro Slow Sink BBZ1 Junior. And it's got a soft tail on the back. You see that? Feel that tail. It kind of feels like a live tail. And what it is you're bringing it back and it swims. Okay, so it's kind of a swim bait, crankbait all put together. And you're going for big fish when you use this. This is a pretty expensive lure, and but it catches big fish. Out in California, they bust 10-pounders with this like constantly. So it's just a different lure. If you're going after a monster, say you're late in a tournament and your only hopes to get a mondo, that's something you might pull out and go with.
Next one.
That's one of my favorites. I've had a lot of luck with that.
It has, I'm going to let them see it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's very reflective. It's got rattles in it, if you can hear that. Mainly my question, I can already know why it's reflective, so fish could see it, obviously. The rattles are...
It's supposed to look like a shad going through the water. Shad are little bait fish that bass, largemouth eat in lakes. So you're not probably going to use that a lot in a pond. You'll get more with the bluegill and bass type, baby bass type colors, but
I don't even remember where I came from.
Right there. So that's a good question, good comment on that. That's a really good all-purpose lure. The other thing I wanted to show you. And
yeah, I didn't even see that one.
This is a swim bait. This is a multi-piece swim bait. Crankbait kind of anomaly. You see there's like a piece of fabric inside?
Yep.
But this is more of a bluegill type size and coloration there. These are extremely nice baits. The other thing he referred to, it's a lunker hunt prop fish, and I don't know that I'd consider it a crankbait. It's more of a prop bait, but it's got the bluegill design, and on the back, that tail right there, it goes around, really makes a big disturbance. It's similar to like a whopper plopper, but a little bit different in design. Lunker Hunt makes some of the most unique lures out there. Next question. You found another favorite of mine. Show the folks that one there. That's a bluegill design. That's a more deep diver.
And the reason it's deep diving is because of its, you call it a beak, right?
Some people call it a beak or a tongue or a lip. A lot of people call it the deep lip. I've heard every different variety of comments.
No, I'm just going to call it a beak because I've heard that the most. So I do know because of previous videos I'm starting to kind of catch on with this, but I'm still asking questions that I don't know.
And bill, I've heard it called a bill.
We have an Uncle Bill. Anyways, I know that the bigger or the longer that the bill, now I forget what I called it, but so we're just going to call it a bill. Beak. Whatever, the longer these are, the deeper they go.
Yeah, look at this one here.
That's exactly what it's going to bring out.
That's a big one. This shad design, I actually got this one for Christmas. It's got a very long beak, bill, whatever you want to call it.
But my question for this one is, why the colorations? I mean, it's got pretty good designs right through here.
Yeah, that's to mimic a deep feeding bluegill. So you imagine a bluegill on the bottom of a pond or a lake, and it's going to be, when I retrieve this, it's going to look like this. So that's down, it's digging, that's what it's going to look like. Where your other ones, you're just kind of pulling them along. So this is a really nice bluegill design, I believe. Yeah, they call it a digger. It's 8.5 foot, so that gets down pretty good. But that's one of my favorites, and it's got a little pond scum on it right now as we speak.
Next one. I already got my next.
Yep.
First of all, a decent sized beak, decent sized.
Yeah, that'll take her down pretty deep. I'd say that's probably an 8 or 9 footer. And that's the coloration that showed the folks there. That looks like a perch. So you're going to use that when you're going after walleye or pike or muskie, something to that order. Not that you couldn't catch a bass on it. I have caught bass.
That's exactly what I was going to guess.
I've caught bass on it, but you know, that's primarily what it's made for.
Next one. Again, has a bill on it.
Yep.
But this one is, on the bottom, it's like a goldish silvery color, but on the top it's pitch black.
Black and chrome is what they call that. Black and chrome is always a really good color. And it's tipped off with a red hook, which is the blood trail hook, which are always nice. I like them a lot, especially on a little bit of a bigger bait. I really like either the feather tail or the red blood trail hook. One thing I did want to bring up, this guy and this guy. They're very similar in size, in shape, colorations even, not too far off. If you see those two guys, these are poppers. So this is going to be on top water, and when you
that's why it's got an open mouth
crank
to cause
back, it's
disturbance pretty much.
It's going to bubble up and cast disturbance. One other thing I wanted to bring up. We are now in wintertime, but when the lakes and ponds start losing their ice and fishing becomes accessible, there's one color or set of colors that will reign supreme. Grab that first one over there.
I guessed it, orange.
Okay, this is more of a this is a Bagley from this year. It's a new model. Very nice coloration. And what he's got there, I think that's a Rebel.
Don't say on it.
It doesn't say it anywhere. Yeah, it does.
Oh,
No, actually, it's a Rapala.
Ew.
It's a Rapala. Now, bass go after crawfish when it's pre-spawn. Do you know why?
They're hungry?
Do you know what well, yes.
I'm just guessing the obvious here,
That's
guys.
part of it. That's part of it. Okay, but the main reason why they go after these little crustaceans, little crawdads or whatever you want to call them, is they have a shell, and you can see that one actually looks like the shell. Because the shell on the crawdad helps their eggs become more firm.
Great, going into this again.
So they really seek out crawdads from ice out to spawn. A red bait, an orange bait will work really good. Now, this is a shallow square bill. Okay, you see that, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
And the one he had was a deep diver. Another one that will work good is this one. It's got an orange cast to it. And this is kind of a medium. Any other questions, JC?
Oh, I had a lot planned in my head before this video started. Now they're all just gone. So, well, here's one. If you were fishing at our dad's pond, out of all of these, if you could only pick one lure, which one would it be?
It would be this right here. This is what I caught my personal best bass on. I've probably caught more fish off of this than anything else. This is a size 5 scatter wrap from Rapala, and the color is called Helsinki Shad. Although Kevin Van Dam makes them, and that looks pretty similar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He calls this a sexy shad, and this is a Helsinki shad. Different manufacturers, but it's a good color anywhere. We fish it in bluegill ponds where there are no shad, and we light it up. So, absolutely.
I think I may have came up with just one more question.
Sure.
Well, maybe not. Never mind. That one's not. I'm thinking of looking at the wrong one. It's this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one you can actually see in the inside.
Sure.
Why?
It's just a luminescent. This one's the same. The one you had actually is the same. A little different, but basically the same. They're all made by the same company, and I'm pretty sure those are Rebels. Just a different design. A little bit of mirror finish inside there. What's it say?
Well, don't pull it because it's stuck in my finger right now.
Yeah, it's a bomber. Bomber, he says. Yeah, I've got 2 of those and then the other guy. One last one I want to show you guys, and then we're going to wrap it up. Look at that beauty. Isn't that beauty?
Mm-hmm.
Flicker shad. Deep diver. Extremely nice bait. I just picked this up not very long ago. I really like it. And then, in my last, I don't know which box it was, but it's a Lucky Craft. And it's extremely, I can't wait to get out on the lake and use some of these guys.
I just found one, and then this will be it.
Sure.
This is a badass looking lure.
Yeah, show the folks that one a little closer.
Oh,
That come, I believe, in a Lucky Tackle box.
look at the eyes on that.
Yeah.
On that son of a gun.
Yep, that is a very nice lure. I'm not sure if that was that might have been a DB series lure. But really reflective, really nice coloration, and
Got the rattle.
got a rattle on her. So guys, real quick, closing, I wanted to show you guys something here. Bassmaster Magazine. If you can get a chance, do it, because the money spent on these magazines go to conservation. They go to helping bass. You know, our fishing spots are going away. They're not making more ponds and stuff, and a lot of them are getting messed up by beavers and other creatures and mankind. So conservation is the key if you want to pass on our tradition to the next generation. And Bassmaster also is a great magazine. I've been a Bass member now for a good while, and I learn an awful lot every month when they send this magazine. So I wanted to say that. JC, you got anything in closing that you want to say?
Well, you probably can't see on the video real well in detail about any of these lures, but if you have any questions about any specific one, or if you're trying to catch a certain type of fish, which lure would be the best, or what color, or what kind, like how deep to go, or something, or anything like that, just ask away. We'll answer them for you.
Yeah, shoot us a comment, like, subscribe. We value your feedback, and we're going to try to get a Facebook page pulled up here sometime and get that going. But our main thing is to get new, fresh content to you. And as you can see, we're pretty serious about fishing. I don't know too many people that can throw out, and this isn't even close to all of our crankbaits. And there's 2 whole boxes here we really didn't delve into. So we're pretty serious about this. You know, we like to bust some lips and get some tight lines. So for Joe Long,
JC Brooks,
you guys go catch a big bass for me, or a big bluegill for this guy. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.